So hey, Gargolem Speed got a brand new ability, although it basically just lets it do what it already did, now with just a free item slot available. Okay then, let's jump into it and take a look at the Gargolem Speed set that I'm running. Which, we're running 200 speed TPs with a nimble personality to let us be as fast as possible. We don't need any energy, so 4 TPs will do there. And then the rest of the TPs are gonna go towards improving our overall bulk. So, the 192 health TPs are gonna max out our health stat, while keeping it odd at the same time, because we're weak to ice cold traps. And the 48 melee defense TPs and the 56 range defense TPs are just gonna take the leftover TPs that we've gotten and evenly spread them out, while keeping our range defense stat just barely higher than our melee defense stat to prevent Protagon from getting a range attack increase. Next up is the held item, which most people seem to believe that the milkshake is going to be the best option for right now. But that doesn't mean there are some other options that we can look into, like an essence, shell, or power cuss if you're running a more offensive Gargolem Speed. I personally want to experiment with heavy armor and heavy shield to increase my overall bulk for certain matchups. But other than that, we're mostly waiting for some changes to existing held items or for future held items to get released. So eventually, I think that the Fog Globe is actually going to be a really good option after the fog changes happen to make high priority moves fail, so we'd actually be immune to things like Preemptive Strike or even Spike Rush. But then there's stuff like a Heavy Duty Boots clone, which will eventually come out, which will make us immune to entry hazards. Then for the ability, we're going to be running Gargolem Speed's newest ability, which is Clutch, which will let us live one hit guaranteed as long as we're at full health. Although, I will quickly note here that the immunized and clutch plushie Gargolem Speed is still great, and it basically does the exact same thing. And lastly, let's go over the moves that we're running, which we're running Barbs and Ice Cold Traps to set up entry hazards, Mudslide is going to let us remove entry hazards from our side of the field, while Driving Force is going to let us switch the opponent out of the battle. Although there are a lot of other options that you could consider, Slapdown can give you the ability to remove held items, Provoke can prevent the opponent from using any support moves, Dodge could be useful to scout what moves the opponent wants to use while also wasting energy. You could even run Clay Slap or Mud Spatter if you want to lower the opponent's speed, or you could also run some more offensive moves like Earthquake, Landslide, Jetstream, Rogue Assault, Boom Bash, Nallygash, Dark Surge, Cerebral Slash, or Primal Slash if you want to hit some specific Loomians. Oh, Kalen, hopping into the first battle, and I gotta say, I don't think there's that many situations where a Gargolem Speed is a bad lead Loomian, however, this is one of the few times where it could actually be somewhat problematic. Pretty sure Krambos has Spike Rush, so priority, yeah, not exactly great for me. So yeah, that's actually why I think Fog Globe in the future, whenever the fog changes happen, might actually be pretty good. That is a Dorigo lead. Okay, so my heavy armor is really gonna do nothing here. I don't really want to give the Dorigo free Draco beams, to be honest, that could be really bad. But I have got Chienza with Light Dash, so I think I'll be fine. So I'm gonna go for a layer of Ice Cold Traps first, just so I can actually hit the Garbantis for super effective damage. That's gonna be great. Honestly, if they miss as well, that would be huge. Unfortunately, that range attack increase is gonna let it 2-hit KO my Gargolem. Obviously, if it didn't have that ability, I would be fine. Like, so much fine. Honestly, Babs here would be great, but I think it's just worth mudsliding just so the Dorigo doesn't have a clutch plushie, if it has one. And yeah, if it missed there, that would have been great. So unfortunately, my Gargolem for this battle only got one layer of entry hazards down. Honestly, that might be fine. I have a lot of offensive Loomians, and a lot of times I just need a little bit of damage. Here then, I'm just gonna go Chienta. I want to go Venusaur, but this could be a Boots Dorigo. We have no idea. We've only seen one move so far, so yeah, just Light Dash it away. And they stay in, so that should be the Dorigo out of here, baby. Okay then, next up is Hunder. I want to say I should outspeed Hunder. The main issue is I don't have Mega Punch on this Chienta. So, oh no. I guess I might as well just stay in right and just Radiant Rush it. I do outspeed it. I land, and that's a pretty good amount of damage. There's Mega Chomp, I might get one-shotted. I do get one-shotted. That's fine. Because we know it isn't running boots itself, I can go into my Venusaur here and just pick up the knockout. This team is a little bit, like, somewhat hyper-offensive. I only have, like, 2 walls, really, Meditoad and my Wiki. I just brought them just, like, if I, like, desperately need something to switch in and take a couple of hits, I can maybe try and rely on those. Although I will say, Wiki looks absolutely terrible for this battle, and Meditoad doesn't look that much better either. I kind of want to click Venom Slash, I'm not gonna lie. Just so I don't invite, like, the Gargolem-S in, I guess. This should still knock it out. Venusaur does a lot of damage. Okay, next up is the Gargolem-S. That's fine. I can just switch out here. I mean, what are they gonna go for here? Obviously, yeah, Meditoad is really freaking bad into Gargolem-S, but I need to reset my boots on Venusaur, so I guess we gotta do it, unfortunately. So yeah, obviously Venom Slash isn't gonna do that much to Gargolem-S, but the Icicle Traps are gonna do a lot of stuff for us. Also, Earthquake, really? Really, I was not expecting that, to be honest. I could have actually just gone straight into Nemesis. I was just kinda scared about a Battering Ram. I'm just gonna go for a Psycho Blast here. They go for Parasitize. Okay. It might not be a Trash Armor Gargolem-S, which is gonna be pretty strange. Also, that Parasitize got it a lot of health back. Let's just go into Nemesis here. We can throw off a Jet Stream. I don't think they have a super great switch in for this, right? I mean, I guess they could go Wintrix if they have Wintrix. But we might be fine, right? We might be fine. They stay in, they Battering Ram. I should live 1. Barely, but I do live 1, and that should be Gargolem-S out of here. Okay, so now they only have 2 Loomians left, and I only have 2 Loomians left, so because both of my Loomians low are specialty item users, I need to kind of take a gamble on what their last Loomian is, because, if I click, like, I don't know, Mega Punch, and Mega Punch is really bad into the last Loomian, that's kind of GG, not gonna lie. I could probably get away with switching out, but I'm just gonna stay on a Jet Stream. We do all speed, so I'm gonna hit it for a pretty good amount of damage. Critical hit there is actually great. Brain Freeze, okay, that's fine. I think we just go Venusaur here, clearly. I mean, as my only Loomian. I have to think about the team. I want to say Gargolem-S. I'm trying to, like, think, like, is Venom Slash bad into anything? Like, is Primal Slash better? I think Venom Slash is better. I'm clicking Venom Slash, and I'm just hoping, I guess. We don't get the knockout on Wintrix, but I think we should live a hit. That would have been really bad if my speed got lowered, but we didn't get our speed lowered. So yeah. And honestly, I will say this is not exactly one of my greatest teams that I've built. It is pretty whack, not gonna lie. And it is Gargolem-S, okay. So, I think we just win, right? Please? Okay, it looks like we won. My rank changed already. And yay! Okay, that was a little bit close, I'm not gonna lie. But hey, let's hop into the next one. And let's hope we can try and get maybe some more entry hazards down, rather than just Icicle Traps. Okay then, so in the first battle we had to worry about a potential Cram Boss with Spy Crush, priority. This battle I also have to worry about potential priority, but also Fishgana on top of that. Yeah, that's really unfortunate. Okay, let's go for the Gargolem speed lead, but if it's the Fishgana, I have to switch out immediately, unfortunately. I also have to be a little bit careful because Fishgana now has got Gulp, so it can also remove held items, which we're probably about to see right now, right? Don't really want to lose my held item on Meditoad, so I'll just go Wiki instead here. There's the Gulp. Yeah, rip my health amulet, but it's fine. At least my Meditoad gets to keep its item. Here, Len, we're just gonna go for Mudslide. I was gonna go for Poison, but I just realized I can't Poison Fishgana. Oh no! I'm an idiot! I completely forgot! It's fine though. They go for the withdrawal into Banoke. A little bit of damage on this is gonna be great. This could be running like Clutch Plushie, I guess, but hey, love to see it. I'm not leaving Wiki in here. We're just gonna go into Meditoad, I think is the best thing for me to do. Right? I think, honestly, Venusaur might be better. I think Venusaur might be better because I can take a melee hit fairly well, right? Preemptive Strike, yes, basically just a free switch. And now I get to click Unga Bunga Venom Slash. I should outspeed the Bano Kit. I've already gotten rid of a potential Clutch Plushie, so I will always knock it out. And they don't really have a great switch-in, right? Okay, Celesting, I guess, is like their only switch-in. But if I get like a Lucky Poison here, speak into existence, that's pretty good! Okay, Banana Slam, that's fine. That honestly could have been somewhat bad. The Daisy is pretty rough, but again, that's not like too much that I have to worry about. Here, Lynn, we're gonna save the Venusaur. I could just hit it again, though Celesting might actually go down, but if I hit myself, losing Venusaur is gonna suck. So yeah, let's just go Meditoad here. Could actually go Wiki to try and get rid of any potential barbs. They have got like a few entry hazards Loomians. Celesting has barbs. Wobblisk has barbs. That kind of sucks, unfortunately. Their Fishgana can bounce back my barbs, which really freaking sucks, not gonna lie. Heerlin, I'm trying to think, did they have a nerf type? I honestly don't remember. I'm clicking Zip Zap Blue. Might as well try and slow pivot out if I can. Try and get Venusaur or Nemesis back into the battle. And a Lenova, that's gonna do absolutely nothing. I don't get the knockout, but Poison is gonna knock out this turn anyway, so hey. I guess I could go into Gargolem here, try and bait out that Fishgana, but then I'm gonna lose another held item. So I guess I'll just go Venusaur instead, just to prevent the Fishgana from hitting the field and trying to gobble one of my items again, right? And because Venusaur is actually good into Fishgana, they're clearly not going to switch it in on a potential Poison Barbs, right? So I could still try and get entry hazards down. Fishgana sucks though because it also has Mudslide, which I'm assuming this dude brought. But poisoning the Fishgana is probably really good. Never mind, they actually just went into Fishgana. Okay. I'm just gonna hit it. I don't really see why not. If I remove it, that's, hey, all of the entry hazards I could ever want. It does live, but that is a lot of freaking damage. And yeah, I lose Venusaur, but that is definitely worth it. I can just go into Gargolem here, right? I Mudslide to get rid of the Fishgana, and then I can just go for as many entry hazards as I want, I think. I actually don't know if a Mudslide will knock it out. That is like the only issue, but I think it should. I hope. I'm really hoping. Okay, there's the Mudslide, and it's gone. Nice. So now with that gone, they can't bounce back my entry hazards, and I don't think they have any other way to get rid of my entry hazards. So yeah, it's time to just stack hazard stacking, okay? I lost Venusaur, but honestly that's completely fine. I still have Nemesis, which itself is pretty freaking scary. Cosmeor. This could go for Icicle Trap if it has it, but I don't think I need to worry about that. There could be potential loops as well, which would actually be kind of scary. Would Icicle Traps better here? Probably. Bobs would also be kind of nice. I think I'm just going to go for Icicle Trap. I outspeed it, so hey, love to see it. It might be Gloves Cosmeor. Judgment's fine. It is going to do like a little bit just over half my health, which is a little unfortunate because I have got that heavy armor, but that's fine. Gargolem is like one of the hardest hitters in the game. This is like mostly for like some weaker Loomians that might be hitting me like for resisted damage. That's kind of like why I wanted to test out the heavy armor, maybe heavy shield, but it's up to you if you don't run them or not. I probably would agree with most people, Milkshake is probably the best item for you to run right now on this specific Gargolem. Well, I got one layer of Icicle Traps down. I don't necessarily need more down, but I might as well, right? I might as well. More chip damage, don't mind if I do. Judgment, that's fine. So yeah, Gargolem goes down. We're just gonna go into Meditoad, I think. I'm assuming this Cosmere is gloves, so it can only hit me now for resisted damage. I could go for a slapdown to remove its held item. If it is gloves, it's not going to hit nearly as hard. I could actually go for Tase as well to paralyze it, just in case it is boots, which isn't a terrible idea, because that means my Nemesis will then outspeed it. That honestly might be the correct play. I'm going to go for the Tase, like go Banokit. They're probably going to try and get entry hazards down now, which is honestly completely fine. Because my only like offensive Loomian left is Nemesis, who doesn't care about Banana Split. So hey, don't mind if I do. I'll go for Psycho Blast still, either way. And oh, Slapdown. Okay. Removing my held item kind of sucks, not gonna lie. It might actually be like a more offensive Binocular. I was kind of expecting it to be just the utility Banana Split one, but nope. Doesn't look like it is, maybe? Or maybe they just don't value Banana Split anymore. Sumobito, okay, that's actually really good to know. Love to see that. Unfortunately, my two tanky Loomians are really bad into Sumobito. I can just let Medito go down here low. I'm just going to click Psycho Blast to do some damage. Parasitize is fine. It is going to get practically all of its health back. But I've got Nemesis. Jetstream here is gonna be really, really freaking goods. Okay, Nemesis, get him. That should just be the one shot on Sumobito. And then now I can switch into my Wiki Wiki. So whenever Wiki Wiki goes down, I can just go back into Nemesis and click my Dark type move, which is gonna hit the Cosmere for way more damage. Honestly, the entry hazards probably didn't really like make that much a difference in this battle. But the chip damage is kind of nice. Let's just go Wiki Wiki here, Len. I mostly just want to like waste the Cosmere's energy a little bit so it can spam Outburst if it has that. And if it is like Boots, might as well make it a little bit weaker, right? Okay, it's Fire Breath. That might be pretty problematic for my Nemesis, I'm not gonna lie. But it's fine. I'm gonna go for a Poison here for a little bit of damage. Hopefully I don't miss. Hopefully I live. Just barely. Okay. So yeah, I just want to like put the Cosmere in range to like make sure that, hey, it isn't gonna live on like 1 health, right? Might as well get a little bit of damage. Let's go for dodge here. That'll just, again, get us a little bit more damage. And also, we're wasting Cosmere's energy a low. Fire Slam is so freaking cheap. Like, you can probably click like, what, 12 more of them, 13 more of them? Double dodging doesn't really make sense. I'll just try and go for a Herbal Remedy. And that's Wiki Wiki down. Okay, well, I guess we're about to find out. Is this Cosmere boots or gloves? If it's gloves, I win. If it's boots, it depends if I can live a Fire Slam. I want to say I live a Fire Slam. It's not like super high base power, right? So we win. Nice. Okay. That also went pretty good for us. Again, though, my team isn't exactly the greatest, so it's a little sketchy sometimes. Not gonna lie.